Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today. And it is not a card making tutorial today. We're doing something totally different. This video is for the Stamp Around UK video hop, and this month the theme is anything but a card. Now, those of you who watch me regularly will know I am a card maker, so I had to really think hard about what I was going to make for this video hop today, and I decided I would sort of do something reasonably simple and decorate a frame. Okay, so that's what I'm doing today. All the other participants are going to have links in the description. Please do click on that little down button or show more, and there'll be loads of links there to all the other participants in today's video hop, and it'll be wonderful to see what everybody else has made. So this is just store-bought. It's one of those frames that's designed for deco patch, where you use little pieces of coloured paper to decorate the frame, but I'm just doing something really simple today. So this is it was approximately 8 inches, no, 7.5 inches, yeah, 7.5 inches. I've cut some DSP from the Forever greenery, and I've got some Forever Gold accents here, and the butterflies are from the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. Okay, and I've used the coordinating dies to cut those out, so let me just put those to one side out of my way for later. And we are going to be using some new colours today. This is a debut for the 2021 in colour Stampin Up stamping blends. Okay, so we've got the bodies have been done using the Evening Evergreen. The words just escaped me then. They just literally exited my head as I was about to say them. And Soft Succulent. So we've got two lovely greens that I've used to colour in the bodies. We've got Fresh Freesia, which is a lovely pinky purple, more on the pink side than the purple. Oh, it's a bit hard to say, it's a bit more purple than pink, but it's one of those sort of mid colours between the two. We've then got Polished Pink, so this one's in Polished Pink, and we've got Pale Papaya. Okay, so those are the new in colours, and we've got all 5 available in blends this time. So the last couple of years there's only been 4 out of the 5 available. We've got all 5 this year, so that is super exciting. So they're ready to go. So this was the original project, which I need to put to one side somewhere. Let me just put that over there. And what I did was I actually got some of these little mini frames as well. So there's just a string there of 3 connected frames. So the plan is to make a coordinating kind of set, if you like. So I've used the same Forever Fern or Forever Greenery designer series paper to cut those. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you do that. I've just put a little insert of Very Vanilla inside. Okay, just measured the aperture there, which happened to be on this one 2¼ inches. So I just cut some squares of vanilla cardstock to slot inside there to coordinate with the paper, because it isn't white on this one. It's vanilla in the background. Okay, so those 2 have been cut already. So I'm going to show you how I cut those little frames with the trimmer. So we're just going to put those to one side just for a moment. Okay, so what I want to be able to do is cut the centres out of that. So I did that using the stamping trimmer, which is a fabulous piece of kit. Okay, now I'm wondering if I zoom you in just a smidge so you can see a bit better on the ruler, Hopefully that's not too glary, but hopefully it'll be clear enough for you to see. It's going to leave my score blade out of the way, and this is my little 3-inch square piece of designer series paper, so that's the outer edge of the little frames that I've measured, and the thickness of the frame is 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to line up on this side because it's easier with the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, so if I drop down this arm and leave the blade in the middle there, what I can do is use the measurements on this arm, which you may hopefully be able to see, so you can definitely see them coming down, but they're up here too. Okay, so I can see that there's a 1/2 inch mark here, and I can see the 3-inch mark, and I want to go to the 2.5 inch to make that sort of gap. So I'm going to start from the middle, and I'm going to go up to that 1/2 inch, so there's a little line on the blade where you can line that up with the mark and bring it down to 2.5. Okay, and you'll get a slot in your paper like so. Okay, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides, lining up with the 1/2 inch mark, drop it down with the blade in the middle, push up to the 1/2 inch roughly and down to the 2.5 inch roughly. Okay, if it doesn't quite meet at the corner, which, well, it has this time, okay, so that's good, that's cut nice and cleanly, so we're going to keep repeating that for the other 2 sides now. Okay, to the middle, up to the 1/2 inch, down to the 2.5 inch, and then we'll do once more, just like so. And actually on that, when I'm cutting up, where that mark's already been made, you may feel your blade actually sort of, it's very hard to describe, but you can actually feel it's got there, if you know what I mean. And then that's just fall away, and we have a frame just like so. Okay, and a little convenient little square that we can use for something else should you wish. So let's zoom you back out a couple of notches and put that trimmer away for a moment. So these should hopefully nicely fit onto these frames. I'm just going to use some wet glue to do that. Okay, so the wet glue will obviously give us a little bit of room, little wiggle room. To get those in place. And I quite like the a little bit of the craft sort of edge showing there. I think it's quite nice. So this multi-purpose glue is really nice and strong. So for something that's functional, you really want to use something like this, and with it being a porous surface that we're adhering those to, that glue is going to really keep that in place really nicely for us. Okay, and I've just about managed to not get it all over me, which is even better. Okay, so those can be left to dry whilst we do our butterflies. With our butterflies, we're going to actually use, like I say, we're going to use the stamping blends. So I'm going to put those to one side where they're not going to get in a mess. So in keeping with the design, I'm actually going to stamp my butterflies onto some vanilla cardstock, and I'm going to use the Stamparatus to actually do my stamping. And this is a very large full stamp. It's like a background stamp. So just bringing you out slightly. I think I had you still too far in, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Memento ink, and I'm just going to wipe that over the top, and we'll probably need to stamp it a couple of times, so I'm just going to make sure that's all lined up as best as I can and get that stamped down. Firm pressure all over, and we'll do one more of those just to get those lines nice and dark. Wouldn't normally wipe the pad over a stamp like that, but this is a distinctive one, and there's lots of area to cover, and it isn't going to pool into the little crevices. So there we are, we've got a really nice sharp black image there. So we'll put away our Stamparatus. I'm just going to turn it that way so that I can put it to one side without getting ink all over my my mat. So I do have some butterflies already die cut. So these are sort of the ones left over from the other project, essentially. Okay, so what have we got? We've got that one, and that one, and I use these three on the frame. Okay, so I'm going to just colour those ones again, but use different ones basically. So let's do the big one. Should we do the big one in pink, polished pink? Yep. So these aren't going to be coloured in a too fussy a manner. We just want to do them reasonably quickly. So I'm just going around the edges of these wings with the light marker. I'm not going to worry about going outside the lines, we're going to die cut them. And then we're going to use the dark marker to go out and sort of flick it in. Don't particularly want a solid line there, so it's all just going to blend in together. So I like to flick the colour away from me, that other people prefer to do it towards them. You obviously can find the way that suits you the best, and we'll use our Evening Evergreen to colour the body. So it's really nice and dark without being black. Okay, so there we are, we've got our really nice butterfly there. Okay, if you wanted to just make those lines a little less obvious, then you could just go over the very edge there a little bit between the two colours, but I don't mind having a little bit of definition there between the two. Okay, so we'll do this one in Fresh Freesia. So again, it's a smaller image, but we're going to use exactly the same principle. Bring in the light colour from the edge, not so much room to flick that in, but we'll just go around the edge of those wings and bring in the dark pen into the middle. Now Now on first pass those colours might look quite similar, and you'd be right, so I'm going to let that dry and go over it again when that's done, and we'll do the same with this one. Pale papaya in around the edge with the light marker. Oops. Then bring in the darker colour in the middle. Okay. I'm going to let those two dry a little, and we'll use the soft succulent colour for these ones. Oh, there's barely any body left on that one, so we'll just go with that one, just to make sure it's coloured. Like so. So now this one's dried a bit, I'm going to go over that middle portion just to make that a little darker, so you can build the colour with your blends. So let it dry, go over it again, and you'll get a darker shade coming through. Okay, so we could add some wink or whatever to that if you really wanted to, but those are they. Okay, so those are our lovely butterflies. I'm not going to colour the rest of them, we'll just go ahead and die cut the ones that we need. So it's this lovely large die, very easy to line up. Just pick a couple of points, sort of top, bottom, left, right, and just get that lined up. I usually secure it somewhere in the middle, and then we can run that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is just here next to me, and get those rolled through. It's very easy to roll through, and because the shapes are quite open, it does make a bit of a cracking noise as it goes through, but that's completely normal. Okay, and they've literally just fallen out of the cardstock there. Okay, so we've got 6 butterflies there, and we've got 3 spare ones that I can use for another project, either as they are or coloured in later. So there we go. Alright, let's bring in our little frames. I haven't secured those because they might come out for in fact, do you know what, I'm going to change my mind because I will secure them in, because unlike the larger one, I'm just going to use a squiggle of wet glue just to do that. They just slot in at the top there, so just slide it in, just give it a bit of a press, it'll be alright. Whereas the larger one I thought could remain functional as a frame, I had in mind just to sort of make these more of a decorative piece rather than keeping them as like photo frames. The other thing, I'm not going to do it today, but we've got our playful alphabets dies as well, so we could actually put some lettering on here, say home, love, whatever, as well. That would be nice. Okay, right, so the idea was to use one of the larger butterflies in the middle and some of the smaller butterflies in the top and the bottom. Now we need to separate those. Are they the same image? No, they're not. We could have done with another purple one, but there we are. So that's what I'm going for basically. And I've also pulled out these little sprigs from the Forever Gold as well that we can put in to tie together with the other one, the other frame, just to sort of add some bling in here and there. Okay, so that's the idea behind this. So I think what we'll do is we will just put some glue on the back of that and just put that in place like so, and then we want a bit of glue onto those tips of the wings, and we'll put that down there. If any glue hasn't made contact with the frame, it will just it'll just dry clear underneath, and any that squidges out like that's going to, just where it's just not quite catching. So we'll just grab a piece of tissue and just wipe away some of that. That will dry clear too, so there's no worry there. Another real nice advantage of using the multi-purpose glue. So this one, should we cut this one in half so we can have a bit in each corner? So what I might do is just dab some glue on the corners there and just lay them over the top, and then the butterflies can hide any residual glue. So that's going to stick mostly on this wing, so we'll just scribble the glue over the wing there and lay that down. Opposite way for this one. Like so. And then we'll do a similar thing with this one, but in opposite corners. Okay, so we'll do this one and this one. Oh, don't want the cut end to show, do we? So let's do that one like that. And that one like that. And we'll have the orange one at the top. I say orange, pale papaya, that's what it's supposed to be. And then this one might be just across the bottom here. See how precise I'm being with my glue, it's phenomenal, isn't it? But it's not going to matter one bit behind there because you're not going to see it as a sort of decorative piece. Okay, so I don't know, is that going to fit in shot? There we are. Okay, so there we have a lovely little, in fact if I, oh, wrong way, let's bring you out a bit so you can see a bit more of my messy desk. Okay, so that is the finished mini frames. And then if I just reach the other one, which I put right over there out of the way, thinking I wasn't going to reach for it again. And then here's our original one. Okay, so we've got a lovely set there of frames and decorative elements using butterfly brilliance and some designer series paper to good effect, I think. So hope you've enjoyed that, something different from me today. Hope you give it a go, see what you can find to decorate, and yeah, please do click in the description bar and visit all those other wonderful YouTubers and see what they've been up to too. It's quite a big hop this time, so I think there'll be plenty of ideas in there for you all. Thanks ever so much, everybody. Do stay safe. Bye.